you're all hiding in the tent, aren't you?
This is cute.
There you go.
Until someone blows us up.
Well, there is some other training going on tonight, so we hope not.
It's a possibility, is it?
Well, you never know. It's server 2. There's no cheese and wine.
Nibble.
Well, you know what? In this box, there's MREs, and I was kind enough to put tomato soup ones in because I know you're a vegetarian.
I do. I only take tomato soup from the MREs. I don't eat any of the others.
Yeah, there you go. There's 8 beef
I-
stews and 2 tomato soups.
Excellent. I'll have all of them. Thank you.
You mix them together.
I tell you what, there's some things in life that you just have to have. So, for example, if you're having cornflakes, it has to be Kellogg's cornflakes.
Oh, completely.
If you're having tomato soup, it has to be Heinz.
It's got to be Heinz tomato soup. Yep.
Absolutely right.
With
Everything
white bread.
you can do whatever you want. Well, white bread.
Got to have white bread to dunk in your Heinz tomato soup.
Do you?
No,
Oh,
tiger
yeah.
bread.
Oh, tiger bread is fucking
Oh,
dandy.
You see, that's
What about some
you become
cheesy
a pilot
breads?
officer. That's you're allowed
Excuse
to
me?
move up in the world slightly. Cheese toasties. No,
Yeah,
thank
and now we're actually on the same map that we have maps of, so I can point to the map.
you. yeah.
Hey.
yeah.
Oh, it's Atlas. I hate the Atlas map.
Altus, not Atlas.
Atlas.
Well, you can suck my dick.
Later. We hardly know each other.
I mean, come on, it's still
Then
early
that's the
times.
best way to do it. Am I allowed to wait, Fisher? Can I do the thing where we guess where we are, or no? Because I think I've got a solid little guess here.
Okay, hang on. Where do you think we are?
I want to guess here.
Well,
Nope.
No.
Was I
Fail.
close?
Right, that's one student less.
No. You just pointed in the middle of the blue square that I've marked up.
Oh, we're not there.
I mean, we're in the blue square, but we're not right in the middle.
Well, I don't. Well, we're on a hill.
There's lots of hills there.
Oh, I know. Well, they're.
We're-
Brilliant. Right, let's jump in. First things first, we're going to learn how to use the ACE compass or map tools. So before we actually use it, as I'm sure most of you'll know, there's more than one type of north in real life. You've got your magnetic north, you've got your true north, grid north. So in Arma, we only have to worry about grid north because we don't have a magnetic north. So your compass is always going to point completely north on the map. If you open your map and self-interact and then go to map tools, you can choose to show the map tool. And that'll bring up a draggable compass on your map. It should start at the bottom left. So if you can't see it, just zoom out a little bit. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Confirm.
So yeah, your compass points completely
sure enough,
north.
you think I have it?
So you don't have it.
Oh, I'm clicking show. It's
Zoom out
it
and look at
said
the very
it's out,
bottom left.
but I don't see it. I see only my compass.
Yeah, you got
Oh, I
to
see
zoom
it.
all
Found
the
it,
way
found it,
out
found it.
until you see white
Yeah.
circle
Yeah.
around the map, it's bottom left.
Brilliant. Okay, so just chuck that at the side for now, and we'll use it in a minute. So your ARMA3 map, you will notice there is lines going vertically and horizontally. These are your easterns and northerns lines. So the lines that run from left to right are called your easterns because the number gets higher as the further east it goes. And then your lines that run top to bottom or north to south are your northern lines because the number gets higher the further north you go. So where these two lines intersect forms a grid bearing. And that's basically read easterns first, northerns second. So, and again, it depends how zoomed in you are, how many digits that number will have. It could be 1, 2, or 3. So you would just read your eastern line and then your northern line and form a grid bearing. So, for example, the town of Derrida here would be, if you zoom in further, it's grid 194132, because that's where your eastern and northern lines meet. An easy way to remember that is along the corridor and up the stairs. So you always go east first and then north. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So if you are zoomed all the way out on the map, so you've got your single digits for your grids, that is basically a 10 by 10 kilometer square. So it's going to be 10 kilometers by 10, and that'll be a 100 kilometer squared area. So all the area in here is 100 square kilometers. If you zoom in a little bit more to get the 2 digits, that is now a 1 by 1 kilometer square. So it's going to be a kilometer up and down and a kilometer across the way, or a 10 kilometer squared area. So inside here is 10 kilometers squared. And then if you zoom in even further, where you get 3 digits, that is now a 100 by 100 meter square. And it is roughly 141 meters squared on the inside here. And if you want to use an 8-figure grid reference, if you need the extra accuracy, you can't actually get the 4 digits on the Arma map, but we'll talk about how you get an 8-figure grid in a bit. Looking at the map, I'm sure a lot of you have seen a map before. A lot of the symbols will be the same as real-world Ordnance Survey maps. So things like churches, peaks and mountains, roads. They should all kind of translate fairly easily. Your contour lines as well. You've got your red index contour lines and your brown regular contour lines. The different types of roads. So your main roads will be the thickest, darkest roads, these sort of orange ones. And then you've got, your smaller roads coming off and then dirt tracks coming off of those. Power lines as well, these sort of black lines. These are power lines. Areas of vegetation are in green. And all of these sort of little mountain icons are just rocks. That's pretty much everything. There's a few other weird types. So obviously these are your church spires, the little black church spires. But there's also things like military compound towers. We've got one down here. If you zoom in a little bit more, there's petrol stations. There's a few of those different white icons as well. So those are good landmarks to look out for. Moving on, we'll talk a little bit more about this ACE map tool that we've got on us. So you should all have it open, yes?
Yes.
Awesome. So to manipulate the map tool, you can just drag it with the left mouse button. If you want to rotate it, you can hold Alt and click it, and that'll rotate the map tool. If you want to draw a line along the rulered edge of the map tool, you can hold Control and drag along the edge of the map tool, and it'll draw a line.
Sorry, Alt is not rotating that for me. So
No, Alt
if
didn't
you
rotate for me.
Okay. Alt and left click.
in it.
No,
yeah, Alt and left click, nothing.
nothing.
No.
Are you definitely looking at the white compass and not the dark grey one you come
I've
with
got a
Arma?
dark grey one.
Hold
No.
out and drag it with the left mouse.
If you zoom all the way out on the map,
That one down
at
the
the
bottom.
bottom
Yep.
left, there should be a white, just plastic compass.
No,
Yep, I see it.
You need,
Awesome.
And
I
your,
don't have that.
that's your map tool.
if you open the map to us, so I can see.
I press the button I was told to press, which I forget what they are now.
A self interact, map tools, and then show map tool.
Show,
Oh.
yeah, shows.
Got it now?
Go for small map tool.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you can drag that one around, and you should be able to rotate it with Alt left click, and you can draw along the edge with Control left click.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Control
Awesome.
shift actually for a straight line.
Control left click.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not using your compass, you can do Control Shift to draw a line. If you want to draw along the edge of the compass, you don't have to use Shift. Brilliant. So on the right-hand edge, you've got your ruler. That will have markings for every either kilometer or 100 meters, depending on what compass you're using. If it's the small one, it'll be 100 meters. If it's the large one, it's going to be a kilometer. So those are split up again. You've got your smaller markings. So on the what compass is everybody using? Are you using the small or the large one?
Big
Small. Go for small. Go
Yeah.
for small.
If we go with the small for now, because the big one is too
Okay.
large for the area we're working in. I'm just doing it inside this JHC land nav box. Yeah, so the ruler on the small compass then is split into 1 kilometer. Yeah, 1 kilometer at the bottom, and then the second largest line is your 100 meters, and then inside that again is every 20 meters.
But how do you get the small map tool? Because I'm just getting
Same thing
a
again.
normal
So
map tool, that one.
No, that's right? Wait, is it normal map tool or is it small?
I've got map tools, and I opened the map tools.
Yep.
And then from what you're describing, I don't think it looks the same. And it's really big.
So
What are your
So-
options
if
in
you
map
press-
tools?
If you press a self interact, what menu option and you go to map tools, what options do you see? You should-
Align map tool to compass.
Yep.
Align map tool to north. Show normal map tool. Hide map
Right.
tool.
Okay, so you do have the small map tool because the only other option available to you would be the normal map tool, which is huge and useful for aviation guys, but not for ground troops usually.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
I
should see
can't
a
get down to 6 figures and still see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. That's
Okay.
that's right.
And that's the limit. And then you have to estimate for 8-digit.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So you've got your ruler on the right. You've also got a It asks me to explain this sort of numbers that go from 10 to 0. That's supposed to be for figuring out.
It's the roamer. Yeah, and ignore it.
I know, because it's the wrong way around, so it's not very
It's the
useful.
wrong way round, but it's just too. Oh, sorry, I'm stepping over your lesson. I'm shutting up.
Sorry. Yeah, no. If it was the right way around, you could use that to figure out more accurate grids, but it doesn't work. Cool. So, and yes, you can find your bearing using the numbers on the inner ring. So the numbers on the inside of the ring, so the one that goes 20, 40, 60, that is your bearing. So the cardinal directions, obviously north, east, south, west, and then the numbers are the different bearings inside of that. Every 20 degrees, there is a large line. Every 10 degrees, there is a full line without a number. Every 5 degrees, there's a 3/4 line, and then every 1 degree, there's a half length line. So you can be pretty accurate with that. The four.
I'm sorry. What's a bearing?
Bearing's like
I've
a
never
direction.
ever used maps ever.
So,
Okay.
like, it's like a direction basically.
Yes.
Like a
So how would
more
you use it?
accurate, like it's like a more accurate like north, south, east. So like north is 0,
Hmm
0 bearing, and then it's like, so for if you're given like a call, it'd be like, instead of just saying north east, because that's kind of like a big direction, you say
Mhm.
like they're 40 degrees or bearing 40 from my position. So it's,
Okay.
like, a more accurate kind of direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you've got the 4 red lines split out by 90 degrees, so obviously northeast, southwest. If you zoom all the way into the center of that, there's a very small black dot that you can use to put on an exact location to be accurate with where you're placing your compass. So you could put that over a known location and then rotate the compass to face a sort of landmark or something, and that would give you a bearing to that landmark from your location. Is the way we'll use that. But we're actually going to do a small exercise to find our location, and I'll show you how to use it for that. Cool. So we'll talk about contour. Sorry, does anybody have any questions before we move on about the compass? Cool. Contour lines then, kind of spoke about, you've got your red contour lines and your sort of brown contour lines. These are basically used to identify a change in height on the map. So every one of these brown contour lines is called an intermediate contour line, and that shows you how steep the gradient of the slope is. Oh,
What?
he just died.
Died. Oh,
Who did?
Jesus.
Um,
So that's,
Yeah, just grab a seat, guys. We'll continue. I
Oh.
think
I
he
thought we
just
got hit by.
crashed.
I thought when the ATGM training had fucking hit us there, I got confused.
Right. Where was I? Yeah, contour
Brown
lines.
contour lines.
Yes, they're an intermediate contour line, and the red contour line is an index contour line. So you're, steeper they are, or closer together they are, the steeper the hill, or the steeper the terrain. And then, does it tell me the distance? No, it doesn't. I think it depends how zoomed in you are, how far apart they are. The further zoomed in you are, the more contour lines you'll see. All the little black dots around the place with numbers, that's just the height at that point. So you can kind of tell if it's a hill or if it's a basin using these numbers. And that's your altitude above sea level. And you can figure out terrain features using these. So obviously, in our JHC land nav box, we have a couple of hills down here. And you can tell that because at the bottom of the hill, the number is 23, the altitude is 23, and then at the top of the hill, it's 64. So it's going up the way. And this is your peak at the hill here. I will talk a little bit about all the different types of features, but we'll come on to that. It's pretty easy. You've got, these are your hills. If this number was smaller, I don't think there's an example of it on here, but if this was a smaller number, that just means it's a basin instead. Cool. We'll do a little mini exercise now. How to find your location without a GPS. So just using landmarks and your compass. So if you guys want to jump outside, I'll just come over here onto these rocks. Okay. So to triangulate your position, you will need a minimum of 2 landmarks that you can see and locate on the map. So these could be anything from, a church to a hill or a military compound or roads. So a good example over there, we've got a water tower. So that's something we'll probably be able to identify on the map. We know that we are on a hill, and there's a hill to our direct east, and there's also a hill to our southeast. There's an ocean there. There's there's power lines there. There's obviously a massive town, so that kind of gives us a lot of stuff to work on. So this is a bit pernickety, this part. You just have to look for stuff on the map and try and find these landmarks. So immediately I think that's a church spire over there on the top of that hill, the little white thing.
I wish I put that. Oh, I do have binos.
So that is
Yes.
off to our east. It looks to me like it's probably this here. And that water tower, I think, is actually this. This is just the icon for a tower. So we know that we can see both of these. So the way we would actually...
sorry, where's the church spire?
Here.
It depends what your view distance is on. It's on the top of that little hill there.
I see nothing on the top of that hill.
Yeah, you probably your view distance isn't. If you have binos,
Right select control and right bracket.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you
my
control right bracket.
It won't be the right bracket on my Swiss keyboard because that's hidden somewhere else.
It's right next to the enter key.
Yeah, I have 5 commands on that same key, so
Jeez.
yeah, it's not. Okay.
Okay, well, it shouldn't matter. We can use the water tower anyway. If you can see that, if you hold K to bring up your compass. So if we've got our Arma compass up, so the black compass, we have a little gap that we can look through with a line. So we would put that over the water tower, and that will give us a bearing to that water tower from our position. So for me, it looks like it's bang on 70 degrees.
Yes.
Everybody got that? So what we would do is we would go onto the map and we would use our map tool. We would set our map tool to 70 degrees by rotating it.
Hang on.
And then we can...
Hang on.
Yeah, no worries. Somebody's already bet me to it. Larkinson's bet me to it.
Which area are we in?
Okay,
it's in the
so
JHC
we set
land
that
nav
to
box.
70. Okay.
Up here.
Right.
Yeah, rotate that to 70 and then draw a line along the ruler.
Oh, sorry, you guys can see mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we can all
sorry.
see everything.
No, that's all right.
But where do you draw the line through where the water tower is, or?
Yeah, so that's this
got
water
you.
tower here. So draw right through the water tower.
Got you.
Off to the west because we're off to the west. Just draw that line all the way through.
are we allowed to guess where we are now?
Okay, but I'm
that.
going to make a technical point here.
There you go. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to draw it. Give
Oh,
me-
here if you want to be precise.
Right. And this is for people's benefit. You could also be here. Because I might have missed it while we were disconnected, but that's another water tower down here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is you might have to do it more than once or for more than one landmark. But the reason so yeah, obviously if we were down there we would be really close to the coast. I mean we kind of look like we are, but
I didn't know whether because I disconnected. I got the right chain, of course.
it's all right.
So I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know
of
whether
course.
you were giving people some instruction as to saying, look, we're in Sharkia. But the way when somebody tells me, look, you're in this blue box somewhere, I'm looking for water tower, and I'm looking across the map, and there's
Yes,
2 water
absolutely.
towers I can see.
Yeah.
So one there, and there's one there. So
That's the hardest part is actually
Yeah.
trying to guess where you are
Another
because there
thing.
could be more than one.
There's a house right there.
Yeah, that could be a help. There's a lot of houses scattered around on their own. You know, you've got some here, you've got that one up there, you've got one here. So it's more like actual landmarks that we're looking for. So
I got that because the
Yeah,
water tower
absolutely.
faces this way. There's a house there, and then the way the road bends.
right, so we'll find another landmark and we'll use that. So, I mean,
Not really much, is there?
if there was something off to our south that we could use. Oh, well, actually,
There's power
there's a
lines
football
down there.
pitch there as well. Yeah, there's power lines and there's a football pitch and there's a main road. So if we look for a football pitch looking thing on a main road somewhere to our south,
Yeah.
does anybody see one?
Yeah.
sorry, question.
Yep, go for it.
How do you adjust view distance in your
it'll be left control and the square brackets.
Left control, square brackets. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, so
2,000
we'll go
meters.
with that football pitch down there, as Cullen pointed out, just here.
Sorry.
Is that this?
That's it.
Is that this one? Here?
Sorry, where? Down there.
Yeah, point to it, Larkinson.
Oh, there.
That's it.
Where are you guys looking?
Pointing at it on the
I'm
map.
looking
Sorry.
directly.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
this
it.
again.
one.
Yeah. Okay. And
Uh,
do you just recognise it by the shape on the map?
Pretty
Well,
much, yeah.
yeah.
It's the combination. So there's that. Where are you, Moses? Oh, you're there. So you can see there's that main road, right?
Yeah.
Coming around. There's power lines and there's the football pitch. So we know
Okay.
from looking at the water tower here
LBA.
that we are somewhere off to the east of the water tower. So we're somewhere here. If we look south from this location for a curve and a main road and the football pitch, it's this one here.
I'll be AFK 1 minute.
No worries.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
So now, if we use our Arma
I would
compass,
never have guessed that's a football pitch or anything. But okay.
yeah, it's a bit annoying. So if you use your Arma compass and take a
So
bearing to that,
So I need to do that. Which is what? Just under 190?
yep, so about 185. If you align your map tool to 185, and then draw a line through that football pitch all the way up to the north.
I think someone drew that wrong, didn't they?
Which one?
I think that's slightly.
The first line doesn't look in the right place.
How did you draw the straight line again?
Just hold control and drag it along that rulered edge of the compass.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
My
Larkinson,
lines are coming out differently to everyone else.
I'm back.
so yours is more like,
I've gone too far, I think.
yeah, yours is more like 195 instead of 185.
Not that
Can
much.
I?
What's that, sorry?
I'm just going to make a suggestion.
Go for it.
We haven't touched on, if we're in map view, if everybody's in map view, you see across the top, it gives you your name here, and then there's a couple of drop-down boxes. The first one gives you a color to go in. We could allocate a unique color to each individual so we know who's drawing what. And then the second one indicates what kind of marker you can put down. So if you just go for the individual color, you could allocate colors. So for
Yeah.
example,
I
that
can't delete that now. So
You've got
differentiate.
to do it right in the middle of the line. It's a bit annoying for those ones. If
I
you
played
find the
purple.
middle, it'll have your name on it and then just delete.
Swimming white. And the best colour in the
Yeah, so
world.
we've all we've kind of figured out that this isn't the most accurate method, as we can see, because at the moment we have about a 50-meter area here that we could be in. But that's good enough to know where we are on the map. So we know we're here. As Cullen said, there's a house right next to us, so it looks like it's going to be this area here. We can see down to the town here. It just makes sense that we would be roughly in this location.
Okay.
Does that make sense to everybody?
yes,
Do you think you could do that on your own?
Oh, yes.
Maybe. Yeah, I've done it once, so
Is this
Always
where you
leave
chuck
an
us into
element
the
of that,
test
right?
exercise?
No, not yet. You get the basic idea, Moses. Though it is, I know it's annoying trying
Moses
to find.
will be the first person there. You can guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's gone in shy, but you know she can do.
The hardest part is finding the landmark you're looking at on the map because there's so many of them. But for the exercise, you're only going to be in this blue square.
silly question.
Go for it.
How do you actually look through your binoculars?
Right
Right
click.
click.
Oh, you
Okay.
get binoculars. Oh, how soft.
No, but look, they're all fancy,
Aha.
fancy. But nah, you just got to get your old rusty steel pen out.
That's so much easier.
Multi-use.
No problem.
Binoculars have 2 uses: skiing and abusing infantry people.
Well, we have the helmet cam for that as well.
Yeah, but
Right.
Fancy.
Okay. Let's jump back in the tent for now.
Doesn't want to let me sit down.
Oh, is it broken because? Oh yeah, because McClure disconnected. Hang on, let me fix that.
No, he lets me want to carry it.
Can I?
It's
Should
okay. I
I
mean,
go and sit back
to
in
be
my own
fair,
seat?
you know,
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah, I can sit on my lap.
I can do this. I'm good. I don't mind sitting on the floor. It's fine.
Cool.
I'm not prepared to have that. I'm going to stand up.
No, I like sitting on the floor. I found this this shortcut the other day, so I'm quite happy with it.
Okay, what a chair.
Right. We'll talk a little bit about my least favorite thing: identifying terrain features on the map. So I'm basically just going to run through them all and try and find an example. You've got hills. I'm sure most of you know what a hill looks like. It'll be sort of circular contour lines with a point at the top. Good example are these ones here. So you've got one hill there, another hill here, another hill here. A ridge is a connection of hills. So these are kind of ridges because there's 2 hills right next to each other.
would this be a better one?
Yes, that's a good one. So you've got a row of hills all the way along. The gap in between those hills is called the saddle because if you were giant, you could sit on it like a saddle. A valley is that's sort of level ground surrounded by higher ground, so it could be surrounded by hills. An example of which would be down here. Everybody see that? So
Yeah.
this is the level ground here. Got higher ground on both sides, so that's your valley. What else? A depression is just an area where the ground sinks in. So down the way. Don't think there's
Is this one?
really.
Here?
Spurs, draws.
No, that's more like a. That's more like a spur, a drawn, yeah, or a small valley. A depression just looks like a hill, but it's in reverse because the number will be smaller in the middle. Yeah, you're right, McClure. A spur is part of a hill that sticks out. So,
Have you guys ever done the fist analogy?
no.
That's not sensible to say in front of Cullen. He might take it the wrong way.
Fuck you.
I've got from experience, real world experience. The one I always run off is the fist analogy. So if you make a fist and point it at your head, don't hate yourself, but just make a fist and point it at your nose. If you look at the knuckles, there's a series of ridges and saddles. That's the ridge.
Yeah.
So each top is a hill, and each bit between your knuckles is a saddle. Okay. And if you look down from the knuckle to the first joint of your fingers, that's a spur. Comes off from a ridge line. And in between, where the saddle comes down, the gap between your fingers is a draw. It's where water would run down. Okay. And if you turn your hand over, open your palm of your hand and look in. For most people, I haven't met anybody who doesn't have this feature. You'll notice that the center of your palm is lower than anything else in your hand, and that's a depression. It's just
Yeah.
a small spot that's lower. I've always used that in teaching people in terms of navigation. That's what because you've got two of these reminders. I mean, how can you go wrong? So sorry for interrupting, but that's my analogy for all these things.
No, absolutely. Thank you for that. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit difficult to find a perfect example on the map, but that is a very good one. Down here on the south, you've got a sort of ridge line, so you've got a series of hills running around. Like McClure said, if there's a drawn coming in to the hill, obviously your water would run down here and cause this damage to the terrain. So that's your drawn. Sorry, yeah, it is drawn. And a spur is the opposite. So I knew where they all were on Campbelltown, but it's really hard to find examples on Altus. Yeah, moving on. Does anybody have any questions about terrain features? Cool. I'll talk a little bit about flight planning and aviation. Since this is a JHC land nav course, unfortunately, McClure.
So I'm there with you.
Brilliant. Your flight planning, you've got to take a few things into account. Obviously, you've got to account for fuel. So you need to know how much fuel you're going to need on that round trip from point A to point B. So your aircraft has to have enough fuel to make it there and back, and also has to have some spare for unforeseen circumstances, such as weather or being stuck on the ground for too long, or not flying at the right altitude, things like that. So always have a little bit of leeway. The fuel drain in Arma isn't 100% accurate. It doesn't really change much with your aircraft's weight, so you shouldn't have to worry that much. But it does change. Well, obviously, if you're flying faster, you're going to burn more fuel than you are if you're flying slower, things like that. The Chinook can roughly travel about 12 kilometers on a quarter of a tank of fuel. So that's, quite far. If you're zoomed out, each of these squares is about a kilometer. So 12 of those, the Chinook can travel on a quarter of a tank. The units of measurement in Arma, everything is metric. Your map distances are all kilometers or meters. Fuel is in liters. Speed is in kilometers an hour. We haven't used them on this op so far, but if we had an air corridor, it's basically a restricted air route of travel specifically for our friendly aircraft. So if we have a designated air corridor, we should only fly on that so that we know if there's any aircraft flying outside that corridor, they're probably not ours. These corridors are usually temporary, so they can change, and they would basically be between points. So if we had a main operating base and a forward operating base, you would need an air corridor between those. Anybody got any questions on that?
McClure, yeah.
Go for it.
I know this is okay. You've got the JHC slant on this. Do you have MSA planned for any particular routes when you're flying at night, for example? So if you were to leave one particular airfield and heading over to one direction, as I'm drawing on the map here, minimum safe altitude. So it would be like the spot height here. I've got 220, so you probably want to fly 270. Do you cover that kind of thing? Because we haven't talked about spot heights so far from a terrain feature viewpoint. I don't think, or I missed it.
I did touch on them.
Oh, I could have been doing my red chain misery.
We don't. I mean, from what I've seen, we haven't set an MSA before. It's normally just up to the pilot to recognize that. A lot of the pilots fly with their C-tab open anyway, so they'll see these spot heights. But yeah, no, that's a good point. That's something that would be useful. I can see a use for that. If we had a designated air corridor, it'd be good to know how high to fly. A lot of the time,
exactly.
they tell you just to fly as low as possible. So, yeah. Awesome. We'll talk a little bit about HLS planning and marking. You probably won't have to do this unless you want to be a JTAC. But when you're marking a HLS up, you need to take a few things into account. You need to make sure that the area is roughly 50 by 50 meters. So when you're zoomed in, that's half of one of these grid squares. Would be 50 by 50. Make sure there's no drastic changes in height on the ground. So you're not on a slope and you're not on a hill. There's no trees, no large rocks, no telephone poles, wires, street lights or buildings.
Doesn't sound like any of our recent HLS.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally all of our HLSs. It can be on a slant if it's less than a 50-degree incline, because then the brakes don't really work. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's a traditional HLS. If you were in extreme circumstances, all of the airframes can land on top of buildings if there's no, if there's enough clearance for rotor blades and stuff. If the building can take the load, obviously a Chinook can't land on just a regular house. It would have to be a pretty sturdy building, but we can do that. Hot and cold HLSs. So a hot HLS is basically a HLS that has either been in the past or could in the future come under any enemy contact. So that's just infantry contact and stuff. If there's an AA emplacement, you shouldn't even be flying anywhere near that. So there definitely shouldn't be a HLS near an AA emplacement. A cold HLS is a HLS that has been deemed safe by friendly forces. So they have confirmed there's no longer any enemy there, and the chances of the enemy getting back to that HLS are low. To mark up a HLS, you can use a variety of different techniques. You could just give the pilot an 8-figure grid reference, or you could use a smoke grenade or a flare or an IR strobe or a laser marker from your weapon system. Any of those, if it's at the night, obviously. If it's in night, things like a flare or an IR marker are more useful than a smoke grenade because you can't really see smoke at night. Any questions on HLS marking?
Does it make any difference what colour smoke they use, or is it just smoke?
It could be a variety of different colours. I think Hudson is starting to use different colours for different things. So like if it's just a transport task, and it's normally a blue off the top of my head, and if it's a MERT run, it's a purple. We can also request that the JTAC throws a red or an orange smoke in the direction of the enemies so that we know which way to land facing our whiz up, which we're definitely going to start doing because I always land with the right-hand side of the Chinook facing the enemy. Any other questions? Awesome. Right, let's jump into the test exercise we're going to be doing. Basically, what we're going to do, you're all going to get dropped on your own in the middle of nowhere. You'll have to use your triangulation to figure out where you are and run back to Jakira up here at the north.
Sorry, Jakira.
Up here, I'll actually mark.
The JHC land nav area will be dropped somewhere in.
You'll be dropped somewhere in here, yeah.
Please don't be cruel and drop us in the bottom corner.
I'm dropping you there now.
No, thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
Can I play the girl card and I can't run very fast?
No.
Is that going to work? No, I didn't think it would.
Will there be AI?
Might be.
That's always a good sign. Am I allowed to shoot them?
No, because you won't have your weapon system. Yeah, so I'll mark up a HLS. In fact, no, you can mark up. You'll all have to meet up at Jakira. And In fact, no, I will mark up a HLS. It'll probably be down here. When you all get to Jakira, you will call for a Chinook extract on your 152. And a Chinook will come and pick you up and take you home. You will have a fixed time period to do this. So if anybody is completely lost and doesn't make it there, unfortunately, you'll be left behind. You won't fail that, though.
Yeah, some of us are going to be dropped into Chernerus and gonna have to swim there, I think.
Yep, pretty much.
I just put my gun
what-
in the box.
What channel are we using on the 152, please?
2. Oh, they've
question.
changed it, haven't they?
It's 2-1 we normally use now.
2-1 then, yeah.
2-1?
Yeah.
Roger.
Yes, Air Command.
Good
On the
question.
152.
Good question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Any call sign you want us to use?
You can make up your own call signs.
Oh.
Why would we need call signs?
Because it's
We only
organized
need
chaos.
one person. Say, oh, I'm lost.
You shouldn't be using your radio until you get to Jakira and you're ready to extract, because the enemy can triangulate your position using your radio. Any other questions before we start?
No.
What's the time we have?
4 days.
It won't. It'll probably be about 30 minutes,
That's a
Okay.
long time.
but it could
That's
change depending on
short.
where you are.
So
But
should,
I'll update you over the 152 with how long you've got to call an extraction.
should we do? So see if you like get there, but you're alone. Are you still allowed to call it in, or should you wait for everyone?
No, you should wait for everybody else.
No, I'm just. It's a good, like, it's a question that's valid. All right, leave me alone.
To be fair,
Fucking
you
hell.
didn't say we had to wait. You said when you arrive,
Yeah. So
call
I'm
in.
clear off frequency, 30 seconds.
Fisher,
Yep.
have a word, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, do you want us to put our weapons in the box?
yeah, well, yeah, probably. But I put mine in the box, so I don't know.
That's good.
I very rarely use mine, so.
I mean, to be fair, we're probably just gonna give it to the Arsenal guy, but the box. is
Yeah.
okay.
I couldn't get in the box.
And they're back on frequency.
Thanks, the box.
Hey, McClure, can you do me a
Yeah.
favour?
Yeah.
I think you're in a Zeus slot.
Am I?
It's not me. I'm not in a zoo
Yeah,
slot.
you-
I
did
am
you go-
absolutely not in a
Uh,
zoo slot.
You want me to log off and come back in?
If you can log out and choose recruit and then come back in.
I've
What
got
am
the
I in
problem
now then?
interacting.
I thought I was recruit.
No, you picked an instructor slot which has
So
Zeus.
my plan is to
Okay,
smash
I'm gonna
adrenaline
abort and then
to
come back
down so I can
in.
run
No
fast.
problem.
Thank you.
I don't have a gun on me. I was just checking. Oh, good.
Oh,
Okay, yes. If anybody has a
Evening, Alex.
GPS, stuck it in that box.
hang on.
Just have a map tool and a radio.
I have a GPS.
Imagine wearing a fucking smock.
Shut up, you get the t-shirt on.
I'm guessing you don't want me to have my C tab either.
Nope, no C tabs, no GPS.
Alright, I'm good.
Can-
Got more medical than I'll ever need, but
Awesome. If everybody can stick their hands on their head for me. Self-interact.
Yeah,
Surrender.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. No, I think I'm good. I'm good. Don't think I have anything I should have.
All good.
Okay.
It's always scary when Alex comes to inspect me.
Yep, all good.
Yeah, good.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll wait for McClure and then we will jump into it.
sometimes.
In fact, I can probably just teleport you guys now.
We're getting ahead.
Yeah, he
We
can
get-
have he can have less time for picking an instructor slot.
Punishment, nice.
base over there. See. So chair. It's a chair. I need to go west. Okay, could be about the first one. See. Should coming down this, I think. Okay, those intersects should be here. completely the wrong place. Hang on. See what we can see in the town. Power line. Big houses. It's a signpost. Okay. Why did I think where we did the thing the other night? Okay. Pygos. Okay. Pygos. Oh, right. I was in massively the wrong place. Okay, so I'm down here. And I need to get all the way back up there. So I need to go north. Which is that way. So if I... Yeah, that must be the water tower to the right. Yep, okay. There. There. Right, so I'm going to run a lovely, nice big circle. Right, this is where I was. So, that's there. So this road should take me up there. Yep. Such a muppet. So many cars around. Yeah.
Hello, Tree Hugger. This is Pathfinder. Message over. Pathfinder, nothing heard. Out.
Station. There's the petrol station. Okay. So, can have some water. Can't look at my map. Okay. Right, so petrol station is there, so I'm going to keep going up until I get to the church. Come up to Crossroads. That looks like the church. So it should be able to go then. Yep, it's the church. See, under the power line. And past the football pitch. Okay. Be up there already. Okay. Water tower. Church to my left somewhere. A windmill? Okay, it's a hill. Okay, windmills. Where are you? Where are some windmills? I thought I was around here. The big block here, the big block here. It should be across there towards that building. Should. I think it's over there.
All call signs, you have 5 minutes remaining to call in a Chinook extract. Over.
Not long.
Wait, how far were you? That's my question.
I got here just about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I
Well,
went
just before
Did you
it,
get
yeah.
teleported like twice?
Hey,
No, just one.
there
And
she is.
then
Oh,
the
you
time
lucky
changed.
bastard.
Then the time changed.
Where did you come
I
from?
got teleported twice. It shows.
I didn't even see you turn up. Hello.
Hello.
How did that go?
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's fine. It's easy.
Where were you on the map?
Well, so I thought at the beginning I was way over at like.
I saw your first line. I was tempted
yeah,
to run over to you,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
couldn't really be bothered.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
That's good. I didn't run over. Yeah, I basically was on top of a hill, like here for my first one. Got to here and got teleported all the way down to here, and had to run all the way back up.
So I was down here,
No,
Where?
what?
Where?
What?
right down here.
Don't see it.
Yeah.
Hold left click.
Oh, Pyre.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was down there.
Where's your
Oh,
one?
wow.
Or did you just?
Alright, we need
I didn't.
McClure. Do we call it before we call McClure?
No.
I'm pretty sure
Everyone
he'll
should
be
be here.
should be here any second, so I will call it.
There
Like
was-
in 2 minutes.
There was like 2 decent sized military bases. One was at the top right and one was at the bottom left. So I thought I was heading towards a town. I was just heading towards a different town than I thought. So as soon as I hit the town, I was like, okay, now I know where I am. Now I need to direct this way.
What's the sixth figure of where we are?
It is 181,149.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, we're in that grid.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's
No.
181. I think it's 180.
It's 180,148.
It's the same difference.
It's 180, yeah, 181 is on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Well, we can go to the other
180,
side of the
148. Okay.
Yeah.
180, 148.
Has anyone got smokes? That's the real question.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
I
got
do.
2 white smoke.
I have signals. I have signal flares.
That's right. I've got a white smoke.
I want to use the signal flare.
Yeah, we need to call it in. It'll be Vortex 1-2.
Yeah, probably. We don't know.
But we
Call
need
it
to wait
in.
for McClure.
Yeah, call it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be here, man. His last line is pretty close.
Where was he? Oh, he's the
The
purple, isn't he?
the last one was on top of the mountain.
Thing is,
Like that.
oh, hello! Look what just got dropped.
What?
Did you see the
Grenade.
crate just dropped behind us?
Okay, we need to mark it as blue smoke, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it because I have too many smoke grenades on.
Oh, for that, I don't mind.
So I stopped
Fucking hell.
just
Oh,
over
dear.
there,
I'm just
and I was
salty.
like, I'm further down the road than I thought I was.
Yeah, by the way, I almost skipped it as well.
I'm just salty. I got
I've got to
teleported
remember
twice.
what grenade is now.
G.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it
you
double
need
G?
Cycle to smoke.
You
might
can.
be-
Some people have it rebinded to double G. I don't because I'm not clinically
I'm
retarded.
fairly sure they
No,
told us in phase
To
1
be
to
fair,
rebind to double G.
I pressed F
Yeah, but
to
then-
do something,
I
and
have
I
double
slipped
G for
onto
other
G
stuff.
and dropped a grenade.
I have double G for something else, so I just keep it single G. Yes.
How long have we got to call?
I think we should.
Yeah, just call it now. He's not here.
I'll drop the smoke when we hear blades, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, normally
'Cause if
30
you
seconds
drop it now,
out.
it'll go out. Oh, I see a camp. Oh, that's a bin. Never mind.
Have you got all the info, Pincher?
What you need? A grid?
I'm just gonna
HLS Romeo.
move this.
Yeah,
box.
I got that for you.
And,
180148. Marked by blue
Yeah.
smoke. Yeah.
Definitely.
There. Sorry, HOS clear. No blue box. Well, green box.
You have
No.
4 for
Can we see him
extraction,
anywhere?
1 along the
Oh,
way.
hello. What's that?
White boy.
Don't kill the civilian.
I don't have a gun. What am I gonna do? Bash over the head?
Yeah, you have big ass binoculars now. Hey, what you doing, buddy? Hey, got some
It's a
weed.
ginger civilian.
Got some weed. Give me some weed, buddy. Hey, keep
Go
your
away.
drugs, all right?
Genchev, play nice.
I
Yeah,
am
Dad,
playing
call
nice.
it in. Yeah, fuck.
Call it in. We've been seen now.
Yeah, he might be a spy, you'd call him.
Fuck you now.
Who's calling in? You are, aren't you, again, sir?
Oh,
Or do you want
okay.
me to do it?
Okay, yeah.
Just one need it.
Hey,
Okay,
fucking
so-
soldier, order fire. Get in the building. Get in the fucking building.
See, what did I say? Building? Should go fire? Yeah.
But it's now a hot LZ.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let's try the call.
Okay.
Hello,
Vortex
Vortex 1-2.
Requesting evac on HOS Romeo.
The choppers like
Grid
really here.
180148. Out.
It's close. I saw it when I was.
HOS is cut.
Ah, I forgot where we are now.
It will be marked by blue smoke. Change that to white.
Who's got blue smoke? Give me.
No, I don't have any.
Give me the smoke. Drop the smoke. Where did you back there? No. Go on. Drop it. Yeah, that works.
There, blue. There you go.
Yeah. If you do shift G, you'll cycle through your grenade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
control G
just
cycles.
something I've never done.
Oh, that's too many smokes now.
Yep.
Back away.
Shouldn't been here. Judging back his last time, it was fucking close. Yeah, if you're following me now, stay low.
Don't miss the lane
One by
master.
one.
Taking fire.
Need to go. Well, only 2 people got out. That's all it's back there.
Where are the others?
Well, they should be here.
I don't see them on the Chinook.
Well, that's probably we don't get it.
I wonder if they got
Sure,
killed.
though.
The meaty
I
bus.
doubt they're dead.
We haven't been told we can debus yet, have we? So
No, it's okay. I probably won't tell us. I don't know if Fisher is flying or if it's AI. Beans control.
it's pure AI. So should we get off?
Fuck it. Why not?
Yep. Ah, we're both off. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
You boys went on the same bird. Where did you go?
Couldn't get on.
Yeah, we had the technical thing that
Oh,
you
you
don't
had
get
that.
the option.
Yes, sir.
And then
What
it bugged
happened
off.
to the air? What the? What happened to that?
There is more to training on today.
Yes.
I'm more interested if that civilian was a suicide bomber or was there a mine nearby.
Well, I told the civilian to go away because, yeah, that's just what
Yeah,
you
he
do.
blew up. He went away and blew up.
Right.
Okay, are we teaching Moses how to fly a helicopter after that?
Yes.
No.
And what do you mean, no? You don't have
No.
options.
Okay, guys. Give you a little bit of feedback on that. Larkinson, you were there
Yes.
first. Good job. Were you manage to get yourself triangulated and stuff okay?
Yeah. It took a little while, but I got there.
Cool.
I only needed 2 points, which is quite handy.
Nice.
They're right next to each other, so I just did that.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody seemed to. I could see all of you marking your lines up on the map, so you seemed to get your triangulation down pretty well. McClure, I noticed you had to do it a few times. Did you get yourself lost?
No, it was just to confirm where it was.
Okay. No
En
problem.
route. Yep.
Yep, no worries. And Moses, how did you find it?
I thought I was in a completely different place when I started because there was 2 places on the map similar, so I moved in a direction I thought, and that was okay.
Can you send your hot mic again?
Cool. Cullen,
We're just salty. I
I
got
think you did pretty
teleported
well. You were
twice.
the second one there, weren't you?
No, that
Even though
was
you got
game two.
teleported back.
Yeah, I'm salty that you said that. I hope you know that.
Awesome. So I'll run through some questions. Luckily, there's 5 questions and there's 5 of you, so I'll do one each. Gench, can you tell me 4 different types of terrain feature?
Not really. I forgot them all.
That's harsh.
You don't write them down?
I can take that one.
Go for it.
I can do it. I can do it. Me.
I got there first.
Me.
Hills, valley, depression, and ridges.
Cool. Yep. McClure, can you tell me how you would use your map tools?
Yeah, well, 2 different ways. One is from your Kamanga compass and transferring that to the map. So you would bring up your small map tools or large map tools, normal map tools, and alt rotate into a particular direction. You can also draw along the length of the thing. Is that what you're after?
Yep, cool. Larkinson, can you tell me what triangulation is used for?
It's to pinpoint your position, generally using 3 locations you can see.
Yep, awesome. Moses, can you tell me the difference between a hot and cold HLS?
Yes. A hot HLS is that in the past or in the future it could be under enemy contact, and a cold HLS has been deemed safe by friendly forces.
Brilliant. And Cullen, how would you mark a HLS up?
You would mark it on C tab with the HOS marker, and you'd also mark it on the map. And you'd also call it to the relevant call signs.
Yeah. And what about when the pilots are 30 seconds out?
What
can
you
you-
can say HOS on head coloured smoke, or if also needed, you can chuck a certain coloured smoke if there's towards the enemy positions, so they know where to. If it's hot, so they know where to get their gun facing.
Yep. Okay. And what if it's at night?
At night, it's a IR something or other.
Cool. Yeah. IR strobe or a laser. Awesome,
Laser
guys.
lasso.
Well, that's everything. So you should all know how to triangulate your position, how to use your map tools, how to use the map, how to navigate from point A to point B, how to mark up HLSs. And yeah, that is your land navigation course. Feel free to disconnect and I'll get the paperwork in and I'll see you in TeamSpeak.